Hello friends, welcome back to the studio. Today I'm here in the corner. Usually I'm in front of my desk, but decided to switch it up. There's a lot of natural light coming in here today. I want to just show you what I'm working on in my sketchbook, and you're going to see kind of each day in the rest of the video where I share what I'm working on in real time, and you get to see me actually create the things in my sketchbook. But today I have a few things I have begun in here. I got a new sketchbook, just grabbed it from Walmart. It has a really weird name. It is called Royal Lingnickard. Don't know if I'm saying that right. I peeled the front sticker off where the brand name was on, so I can't read it anymore because that's gone. But I'm going to just start out showing you what I have started on. I started this first page with this idea of a gothic hand-lettered type for spring, and I actually brought it into my iPad and worked on it more in there. And so I just did that with some Sharpie. And since today's the first day of spring, I have Hello Spring, and I have a little border with leaves and flowers, made some yellow flowers, and then I just hand lettered the Hello Spring and used the micron pen, and I used colored pencil to fill in the rest in color. One moment. Come here. Come here.
You gonna come in?
Come on.
You gonna be baby?
And here is my kitten. This is Tila. She does not like to be left alone. But that is basically the whole thing so far in my sketchbook. I do have a watercolor sketchbook right now, but the thing is I just really wanted some flat, untextured paper to just do some sketches in. So I'm probably going to work on a lot of that this week, and I will get into the watercolor, and I will show you more of what I'm working on in the rest of the video. So I usually like to set the mood when I'm working on my sketchbook. I light a candle. I'm lighting my favorite CBD one at the moment, and I'm going to figure out where I want to put it on my desk because I don't want it to light my paintbrushes on fire. So I'm getting the mood set. Sometimes I'll have a snack. Usually I'm eating lunch. You might have seen a bowl or will see a bowl later on in this video. But yeah, I'm rearranging my pencils and everything. I try to turn my phone on airplane mode or like put a podcast on or a playlist that has really good music that just helps me just stay in that flow state while drawing. So I'm just going to search for that, and then I am going to get started. So now we're going to get back into the sketch of these flowers. So I have it pulled up on my iPad. I love to work from reference photos, and first I pick out a good pencil to use. Sometimes I go with my lead, like today. Other times I'll just go with my 3B. My Derwent pencils, but these are the Mechanical Mozart pencils, and I really, really love them. They give you that really nice thin line, and it just helps make your pencil drawings more accurate. Hello, guys. So I finished my sketch yesterday. It really was, this chair's weird. It really was just a flower study sketch, and I did it in pencil. I went in and I darkened all the areas there of the flower by the center, and I just wrote spring in there. So that was a pencil study. Now today I think I'm going to work on a fashion illustration or look at some inspo photos of things I've wanted to draw and go from there. We're back in the sketchbook, and I am working on a fashion illustration today. And I'm really getting in her pose with a pencil. I always start my illustrations with pencil, and then I am going to go in with actually some Prismacolor marker, a little bit of Copic marker possibly too, but I'm getting in the details. This is a illustration, and her outfit has a lot of stripes, lots of detail, and these kinds of illustrations are honestly just really soothing because you're kind of making the same pattern over and over again as you fill in the stripe color. So I am going to add in the details around the face, the sunglasses, fix the nose, add some hair, going to accentuate her bag, and now draw in those lines of the stripes from the bottom of the pant leg all the way up to the very top. And I'm going to do it on the other side of the leg as well, trying to copy it as realistically as possible. This is also a great exercise, especially before I do a commission piece or if I want to just refine my figures. I just love that when you're working in your sketchbook, that's what you're doing. No matter what you're drawing, you're always refining something, so the next time you draw it again, you're going to be a little bit better. You're going to be a little bit stronger. You're going to feel a little bit more confident in your work and while creating your pieces. So I'm going to add in those stripes there at the top on the shirt, finish that up, and then after that, I'm going to go in with a little bit of color. I really, really loved this piece. It reminded me of a piece I just bought. Really just a set, not a piece. But it had just the most beautiful, beautiful blues. Reminds me of summer and going to the beach, and kind of like those beach stripes you see on bags or sailboats, and it's that white and blue color. That's what this reminds me of. I think one of my favorite markers to use right now, I really love the Copic neutral tone colors. I use these with faces. I've done a little exploration with my face drawings and sketches and really gotten a hang of how to layer them, and that's always really fun with marker because I don't do that too often. And now I have these Prismacolor Precise. These are the Prismacolor Precise markers, and this one is a blue one. It's more like a fine liner, has a lot of a feel like a pen. It's very felt tip the way the marker is, and so I'm just going in here and going through all of the layers and doing these squiggly like patterns. Next up is the green on her shoes. She's got some cute New Balances on, so I'm going to layer a few different greens. This is another Prismacolor marker. It's just the one that has the chiseled end on one side and then the fine line end on the other. I love the fine line for all the details, and the chiseled end honestly works so well when you have skirts or dresses and you're just getting that swoopy motion. But for these shoes, I really just needed to use the fine liner. And now I'm digging for my other green. Found a darker forest green I have. This actually is a paintbrush end on the other end, which is really cool. It gives you that really soft feel as you're making the marker strokes. Gonna use a little bit of brown or black actually for her sunglasses there on the inside. I love how it's coming together already. It just looks so fun when you do a pattern illustration. I want to do more like these with just my little figures that are not as realistic, because those are so fun when you just put the striped lines and you don't have an outer line. It really makes it pop.
Now I'm going to use this really bright red in the fine liner Prismacolor for her bag. This is just really fun because there's lights and darks in this purse, and I'm just going along with the little strokes. I'm probably going to add a little bit of brown in there too, just to show the shadows, but I try to leave a little white space too so it can help it pop a little bit. But other than that, I'm just filling it in with this bright red. But now I'm actually going to add some Sharpie. Sometimes you just need a Sharpie, and I have a whole drawer full of all these really fun colors of Sharpie, and I love to have an excuse to use it. So I'm going to use this to outline the bag a little bit more. This is more of a darker red. The other one's a little bit bright from the Prismacolor marker. So just going to add those little touches of the shadow. And then I'm going to move on to just using pen to outline the edges of the rest of it to finalize it. So this piece is really fun. It actually has a story. It started in my digital sketchbook when I was sitting on the couch one afternoon this week, and I decided to turn it into a watercolor painting for my mother-in-law, so hopefully she does not see this video. Or Julie, you can skip ahead right now. I am tracing it on tracing paper. Totally forgot how to use it from art school. Decided to then watch a YouTube video, learned how to, and now here I am fixing it, flipping it the correct way, taping it down, and going over all these details. I had this idea of putting some peonies, one on the top, one on the bottom, and then these other daisy-like flowers in the middle, just a really articulated pattern. Not even a pattern, just the way it was set up. It's not a whole bunch of flowers. It's not a vase of flowers. It's just these flowers floating in the air. And after I trace them onto the page, I usually don't even do this. I'll usually just copy it again. But this is really saving me a ton of time, especially because I'm working on a lot of things this week and have had a pretty busy week. So I'm just going to go over them. I probably should have traced them a second time, but I did not. So after I tear this off, you're going to see that I had to really go over the flowers. You're not actually going to see that because I totally cut that part out. But here then, fast forward to after a layer of painting. In watercolor, I'm giving those basically daisies, let's call them daisies, that bright yellow, a little bit of orange color, and I'm going in with that really pretty pink for the peonies. Reminds me of the peonies I used to have at my old house, and they're just so beautiful in spring. So I just really wanted some nice fun spring flowers that will go with another piece that I have made her before for her birthday. It's kind of a thing, a tradition that I do, and I'm just going to go on with those strokes and details. I'm probably going to add another layer after this. You may or may not see that in this video, but I'm sure it will appear somewhere on my Instagram, which is linked below. But I'm just going to go over with this and then let it dry. this is the last day of the week in my sketchbook. I decided to do this Jenna Rainey watercolor challenge for the week, and I'm really going in with the waves, the ocean, a sailboat. This is kind of an idea I have for something else as well, so I'm testing it out. This was a 5-minute painting challenge, and I'm going to do another one again because it's kind of 5-minute paintings in 5 days, and then like 10-minute paintings, one every day. So it's this cool challenge to break into flow state, which is the state where you are just painting and not really thinking, or drawing and you're not thinking about all the things or have these overwhelming thoughts in your head, and it's just a really relaxing way to do art. It's what all artists do, whether you believe in it or know it or not. It's just the way your brain works as you are creating art. So I just loved how this turned out. Wrote some notes for myself on what I would like to edit for it for tomorrow. I'm definitely going to fix the sailboat, and I've realized that, the mast doesn't look like that. So I'm going to change that. But yeah, this was the week in my sketchbook. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you leave feeling inspired to create and love all the bright colors. And thank you so much for watching. You can like and subscribe below, and I will see you next week. Bye.